All right, it's 12 o'clock, time to get started. Good afternoon, welcome to the 2019 Jackson County Auction of Tax Reverted Parcels. How many of you have never been to one of these sales before in your whole life? Usually it's most of the room. One point I want to make is if you can't see me, I can't see you. I don't know how you plan on bidding if I can't see you. We do have a few obstructions here, so if you're sitting behind one of those, you might want to get into a little better spot. We're going to go through the rules and regulations of the sale before we conduct it so that everybody's on the same page and knows what's going on. In order to place a bid today, you have to first have a valid photo ID. You have to be able to prove who you are or maybe are not in some situations. You have to be registered prior to bidding and have one of those bid cards in your hand. When you're bidding today, you're accepting the rules of the sale. We have hidden them in your book on the page that says rules and regulations. So if there's something that I mention before we start that you're not clear on, it is written in detail in the book. You're agreeing to those things when you bid today. Please check them out. This property has been through a tax foreclosure process, and there is a judicial foreclosure order on file. People ask all the time, can the former owner of the property just wander in and pay the taxes and get it back? And the answer to that is no. That process ended almost 20 years ago. Under the new process, all kinds of notice has been sent. The foreclosure is complete. There is a court order at the courthouse signed by the judge that gives title to this property to the county treasurer effective April the 1st. Everything you see listed on the screen has been voided by that court order. Anybody that held a deed or a land contract on this property before April the 1st, that interest in the land has been terminated by a court order. Mortgages, security agreements, the rights of heirs under probates and estates, construction and tax liens, water and municipal utility bills, condo, property owner, homeowner association fees, recorded and unrecorded interests of all kinds, including leases and rentals, they're all gone. April the 1st was the last day they had to pay to preserve their interest. If they didn't pay, it's history. Certain things are not affected by tax foreclosure. They include easements. If you buy a piece of property today and there's an easement across it for a road or a utility service, it is still there. Mineral rights that have been either retained by former owners or sold to third parties are still split off. If the last owner had the mineral rights to the property, you get them. If they didn't, you don't. It's that simple. If you're buying something today that's in a condominium, if it's in a homeowners or property owners association, you're still subject to their restrictions, their covenants, and their fees. Everything sold today is still subject to zoning, local ordinance, building codes, and if the local health department has such a thing, what they call point of sale requirements that may require you to bring septic and well services up to code before you can sell property. That varies by county, that last part. Anything we sell today that's vacant land, if you find crops planted on it, please be aware that you are not buying the crops. We have sold pieces before that had corn on them and had people go to court fighting over the corn. If you buy something today and it's a crop that was planted this year, intended to be harvested this year, the person that planted that crop owns that crop. Everything sold today is being sold as is, where is, with all of its faults and defects, whether they're known or unknown at the time of the sale. Here's a great example for you on the screen. We sold this piece of property about a month ago in a little place in Dickinson County in the Upper Peninsula called Segola. Looks pretty harmless, doesn't it? Grandma and Grandpa's little log cabin. I went around that about 3 or 4 times looking for an open door to get inside and take pictures. I finally did get inside. It was not at all what I expected. Those are not ferns. But I'll remind you what we just said about crops. He wanted his lights back, though. Please note you're buying. Everything sold today is sold by quitclaim deed. Everything is sold as is, where is, with all of its faults and defects, whether known to us or not. No guarantees, no warranties, no representations made of any kind. What you're buying in the sale book that you've got in your hands is what is listed right after the two words legal description. It's either a measured description of a piece of land, or it's a subdivision name and a lot number, or condominium, a development name and a unit number. That's what you're buying. We don't sell by address, we don't sell pictures, we sell by legal description in the book. These properties can have a lot of problems. That one right there has got an indoor swimming pool. It's not real obvious, but that basement's got about 4 feet of water in it. They can have lead-based paint, asbestos, bad foundations, septic systems that don't work anymore, wells that have gone dry, leaking roofs, frozen plumbing, property line disputes, no access rights, no extra charge for any of those things. Please know what you're bidding on. There are no refunds when you buy today. You buy it, it's yours. You can't bring it back. The time to do your homework on these properties is before you buy them, not afterward. I get people that come to every sale that I can see are rifling through that book looking for something to bid on. They have no clue what they are beyond what they see in that book. Don't do that. It's a really bad thing to do. When we sell, here's how it works. Here's the mechanics of it. Everybody's got a copy of that sale book. I've got one too, but mine's a little bit different than yours, because in mine I have 32 bids already written down that were received before the sale. I know which pieces they're on and how high they'll go. Those bids were entered before 11 o'clock today from online bidders. So I've got a list of those. Also in my book is a tally of which pieces you're here to bid on. When you checked in today, you went to one of the clerks and told them what pieces you want to buy. We've got some pieces in this book. We got a whole bunch of pieces in this book that nobody in this room wants to bid on. I'm not going to waste your time trying to sell them to you. We're going to skip the stuff nobody in the room wants today. I'll let you know before I skip something. If you want us to open it up, we will, but if nobody in the room wants it, we're not going to bother selling it to you. We've got a couple of parcels that do have a good amount of interest. We're going to move those to the front. So if we've got something way at the end of the book that everybody wants, it's going to get sold up front so that we're not holding a bunch of people up from the rest of their day. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell the pieces first that have a lot of interest. Then we're going to go back through the book. We're going to sell the stuff you guys want. We're going to skip the stuff that you don't. When we open the bidding up, there are two numbers that come into play. In your book, in that fourth column, you're going to see a number that says minimum bid. I can't sell anything today for any less than that amount. That's what that piece of property owes the county. Our goal today is to sell enough property in this book for enough money to pay the total of all of those minimum bids. That's our goal today. When we open up the bidding, it's either at that minimum bid number or a higher one if I already have online bids. If that minimum number in the book says a couple $1,000 and I've already got a $30,000 bid online, we're starting at $30,000. That's how it works. Once the bidding opens, we increase by the numbers you see on the screen. Until we get to $1,000, in round numbers, we go up $50 at a time. $250, $300, $350, $400. Between $1,000 and $10,000, the minimum increase is $100 per bid. $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. Over $10,000, the minimum bid increase is $250. 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half, 12,750, $13,000. We don't do any dollar bids. We don't do anything other than those numbers in round numbers. You can do something, if you really want to, called jumping the bid. Let's say that we open up a piece and in the book it says $400 and you want it really, really bad. Feel free to stand up and shout out $125,000. It usually works. Sometimes I also will ask if people want to jump the bid. Here's an example. I'm looking at something in the book. It's got a $3,000 minimum bid. I know already what the online bids are, and I know you're going to have to spend 20 grand to buy it. We're not going to go up $100 at a time. I'm going to ask you to maybe go 1,000. We've had property this year that we've gone up $50,000 per increment because we knew it was going to get there. So if I'm asking you to jump the bid, it's generally based on something I see in front of me that says we're just going to try to save some time and get to where you're going to have to be a little quicker. We have several ways to bid. You guys in the room have your bid card. Everybody right now has got a yellow one. If you see somebody bidding later on with a blue bid card, it means they got here late. They might have missed some of this discussion. There are some things that are important that I may ask people to verify if they got here late. You'll be up to speed on the regulation, so we will make sure that you know. We also have people that have bid in advance. I've got 32 bids already received. Those came in today before 11 o'clock this morning. I've got them right here in front of me. On that tripod in the middle of the room is a little camera with a microphone built in. There are people that have pre-registered. They've given us a credit card pre-authorization. They can bid against you in real time wherever they are at their computer as well. We sometimes have paper absentee bids. I don't think we've seen any of those in a couple of years. If you win today, you have to pay today. You have to pay in full today. There's no closing date. There's no time to schedule a loan interview, a mortgage broker, and they're not doing that. You're going to pay in full today, hopefully within about 30 minutes after the time the sale is over. I'm going to take a stab in the dark guess that we're going to be done in this room today by 2 o'clock at the latest. I don't think it's going to take that long based on what I see in the book today. So you have to pay within about 30 minutes of the time we sell the last piece. When everybody that's standing in line has checked out, they've paid, they've gone, we look around, there's nobody here, we're putting the tops on the boxes and we're going home. If you can't pay in that amount of time, you probably should not be bidding today. If you're bidding online, you'll receive instruction by email sometime around midnight tonight. Just follow that. It's pretty simple how to do it. If you read the instructions, you know that you should have brought a certified funds check with you today in the amount of $1,000. That is a non-refundable deposit. Over and above that cashier's check, we will take your personal or business check, money orders, cashier's checks, or even your credit card today for anything over that first $1,000. We take Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards only. There's a 2.75% fee that they charge us, so we charge you that same amount for anything put on a credit card. We don't take cash at the sale. We haven't in years. We had somebody bring us a big bag of money one time that they had printed at home. That kind of ended that little game. What are you going to pay? Here's how the math works. If you win something today, in the room we're going to arrive at a final sale price. There are 3 things added to that when you check out today. 10% buyer premium is the cost of today's sale. $30 is what it costs to record a deed in the state of Michigan. Your deed to the property is going to be recorded before it is mailed back to you. The Michigan legislature also requires us to make sure that you have paid the summer tax bill for this property before you get the deed. It's a requirement. So we collect that amount from you today. We pay that for you to make sure that it gets done and it saves you a trip. At the end of each description, you will see an amount that says summer tax due. You're going to be paying that today in addition to the other 3 items. So you're going to pay the final bid price plus 10% plus $30 plus the summer tax bill. If you need to leave the building for some reason to go get some money, you didn't bring your cashier's check, something like that, before you leave, talk to the clerks where you checked in, give them your bidder number, give them your cell phone number, let them know how long it's going to take. Again, if you didn't come prepared, if it's going to take you till 5 o'clock to come up with the money, you shouldn't bid at all. We can't wait all day for somebody to drive to Escanaba and borrow money from their grandmother. In your book is a form that says deed information. If you've not already on the website given us the information you want listed on the deed to the property that you buy today, there's a form in your book that you use to fill out to give us that information. A couple of points on that form. First of all, when you're filling it out, use your full legal name. The way it appears on other real estate documents, this is going to be the name that will appear on the deed that you get to the property. Don't use nicknames. If everybody calls you Junior or Bubba or Shorty, don't use that. Use your full legal name. If you're putting another name on this form, somebody that is co-owner of the new property with you, a friend, a relative, a business partner, don't put their name on that form unless you can reach them on the phone, because you're going to have to ask them a couple of questions. So hold off on listing anybody else's name on that form other than you, unless and until you can reach any other person that you might be talking to about being a co-owner. One of the things you're going to want to discuss with them is what happens if one of you dies. If you buy a piece of property today with somebody else, we are required to list the form of ownership as it applies to basically the inheritance of a property right. If there's more than one owner and you're not married to them and one of them dies, we're required by law to list in the deed what happens to the deceased party's interest in the land. Those options are listed in the page after the deed information page where it says tenancy. Take a look at those options. If you're buying in more than one owner name today, you're going to have to pick one of those options out. When you leave today, you're not going to be leaving here with a copy of the deed. It's not like a car title. We don't sign it over and give it to you. We're going to be giving you a receipt to the contract. Your deed will show up in about 6 weeks in the mail. Your receipt that you leave here with today is our contract. It's our agreement of your purchase of the property. First of all, one thing is very important. We mention this, we tell people this every day, and we get phone calls every day from somebody that didn't pay attention to this and doesn't do it. When they give you this receipt, please look at it. Make sure your name is spelled right. It's your full legal name. The address we have for you on that receipt is correct. The address of the property that's listed on that receipt that you bought today is correct. The 4-digit number in the left-hand column, it's the right property. Double check anything on that receipt that is personal to you and variable. Make sure that it's right. If you don't look at that receipt until you get home and then you discover an error, you're going to go to the end of the line to get it fixed. Let's make sure that it's right the first time. When you signed the contract today, you're agreeing to the terms of sale. You're agreeing to the rules and regulations printed on this form and the things that we're talking about now. You're agreeing that you've had the opportunity to inspect the property. Whether or not you did so is up to you, but you're agreeing that before the sale, there was an opportunity for you to go out to and at least drive by the property. You're agreeing that you're buying the property as is in every respect today. Here's an important one. We're going to be selling vacant land today. We're also going to be selling some buildings that are unoccupied. There's nobody living there. The power's off, there's no car in the driveway, the lights are off, there's nobody in the living room watching the Lions game. If you're buying a vacant building today, please keep this in mind. Michigan law says this very specifically. You're the buyer of the property today. You are not the owner of the property until you get the deed in the mail. That can be 6 weeks or so. Between today and the time that you have the deed, you're not the owner. Technically, you should not even enter the property. We could tell you that 15 times and get you to agree to it in writing, and we know from experience that you're going to be in there by 5 o'clock today anyway. Because you got ants in your pants. That's how this works. So, part of our agreement today is this. We are giving you possession of vacant land and unoccupied buildings today for specific purposes, and there's a trade-off. First of all, if you take possession today, you're agreeing in writing when you check out to limit your possession to 3 things: inspection, security, and maintenance. You can enter unoccupied buildings, change the locks, board up broken windows, make it secure, protect your investment, look around, measure, whatever you want to do in that regard. You are not authorized to move in. You're not authorized to begin construction. You're not authorized to remove things from the property or make any substantial changes. Until the deed is in your hands, you are not the owner of the property. Law gives the county the right to cancel the sale until the delivery of the deed, if necessary. Once in a great while, immediately after the sale, we discover that a property should not have been sold, shouldn't have been on the list to begin with, or a former owner for some reason was protected by a court or by a guardian and something was not done right. If that happens, what you get back is what you paid today and not a penny more. Don't put a new roof on a building. Don't do a bunch of remodeling until you have that deed. You are not the owner of the land. I told you earlier not to put somebody else's name on that buyer form until you've talked to them on the phone. Here's why. Another requirement by state law is that we cannot deal with anybody today that owes any other delinquent property taxes in Jackson County. If you have your fingerprints on any other property in this county that has delinquent taxes, we can't sell to you today. You can't bid. You can't write the check to pay for it. You can't be listed on the deed. You shouldn't even be here in the room. You can't have anything to do with this process if you have other delinquent taxes. This also includes civil fines. If you have a collection of what you call antique autos in your backyard, but the local township supervisor has declared them to be junk automobiles and he's had them removed and sent you a bill and you haven't paid it, I can't sell to you today either. The final part of your checkout process today is you're going to be making a statement. It's called a sworn statement. It's basically an oath to the clerks, their notary publics. You're going to be testifying just like you were sitting in the box next to the judge in court. You're going to be making a statement that you do not have any delinquent taxes in Jackson County. If you lie to them, it is a crime. It's punishable in Michigan under the penalty of perjury, which is a felony in the state of Michigan. This includes property that you own, including property owned with other people, even if you're not the person responsible for paying the taxes. If you own property with siblings, if you own rental property that's in a business name, if you have the deed to a piece of property that somebody else has bought from you on a land contract, even though it's not your personal obligation to pay the taxes, if they are delinquent, you can't buy today. That's the law. Please don't test us on it. We're going to run everybody's names. We're going to run the bidder names and the people's names that write the checks and everybody today. If we find that you have delinquent taxes, winter 2018 or before in Jackson County, your sale is going to be canceled. Your file gets sent upstairs to the prosecuting attorney, and after that, it's out of our hands. After the sale, here's the form. It's the very last page in your book. If you buy something today, this is homework. You don't give this to us today, but you do have to send it in. It's the Michigan Property Transfer Affidavit, very last page in your book. You're going to send this to the assessor's office where you buy property today. That's a city, village, or township assessor. You're going to tell them your name and address. You're going to identify the piece of property that you bought today. The parcel identification number is listed in your sale book. Put that in that form right where it belongs. You're going to tell them how much you paid and that you bought it today from the Jackson County Treasurer. You're going to fill out the whole top of that form. It's all very self-explanatory. You're going to sign it and date it at the bottom. You're going to send it to the city, village, or township, not the county, the assessor's office. Bunch of check boxes on the bottom half of that form. None of those apply. Essentially, this is a notice to the local taxing unit that says, hey, there's a new owner at this property. You should reassess it because it's not something that is exempt from being reassessed, and you should start sending the tax bill to a new address. You want to get your tax bills, or I'll be selling your stuff here in 2 years. Title insurance. Do you need title insurance to what you buy today? You do not. You do not have to have title insurance when you buy property or sell property in the state of Michigan. However, if you're buying something today that you're going to be using as collateral, you're going to be using it to borrow money with, or you plan in the very near future in reselling the property, and whoever buys it from you is going to be borrowing the money to buy it from you, you're going to have title insurance. Many times you can get it from a local title insurance agent. However, some of them are not experienced in dealing with tax foreclosed property. They may ask you to hire an attorney and get a quiet title action, which can cost you thousands of dollars. They can require you to get deeds from former owners. None of that is required. If your local title insurance agent isn't quick and efficient and reasonable in price, call somebody else, is my advice to you. There are some on the screen that specialize in dealing with this kind of property. They're familiar with it. They have access online to the foreclosure database. They can go right in there and tell you in an afternoon whether or not they'll insure the property at a much more reasonable rate and much quicker than some local title insurance agents will. Those names and addresses you can find on the website. This is an important date. If you're brand new to this, and most of this room is, we told you earlier that April the 1st was the deadline for people to pay their taxes, or they lost their interest in this property. They've lost their right to claim it or to claim any lien against it. If you hear from anybody after you buy something that claims that they're an owner or they have an interest in it or a lien against it, if it's before that date, they don't. It's toast. The judge says so. There's an order on file with the circuit court that says exactly that. April the 2nd is the effective date of your purchase. If you buy something today, you are liable for any charges against the property after April the 2nd. Anything before that date is gone by an order of the court. Everything that we are aware of is already included in today's minimum bid. There are a couple of things that you might run into, and I'll give you that list, and it's mighty short. If you're buying something today and it's in a condominium development, if it's in a homeowners or property owners association and they have fees, you are liable for those things after April the 2nd. If you buy something and it's in a condo and they come to you and say, the last guy didn't pay his condo fees for 3 years, here's your bill, it's not your bill. All of those things die on April the 1st. Your liability for those begins April the 2nd. Everything that we are aware of in the way of taxes or local charges of any kind from the city, village, or township are included in today's minimum bid. If they're out mowing the grass today, that bill belongs to you. If it's not part of the minimum bid, anything that we're already aware of is included in today's price. If you buy something today and you look out front and it's got a fire hydrant in the neighborhood, you've got city water and city sewer. Sometimes there will be small charges after April the 2nd, even if it's shut off, just for the privilege of being connected. It's how they retire their bonds and pay for their debt. You're liable for those as well. What you are not liable for is somebody else's old city water and sewer bills. Sometimes if you call and ask for the water to be turned on for a place that has municipal utility service, they'll tell you that there's an old bill, and they may even go as far as to say, we're not going to turn it on unless you pay it. The Attorney General's office says that is not your responsibility. If you're buying something today and it's got city water or sewer, please write down those 4 digits in the top right-hand corner of that screen. If you don't, you might be calling me for them in a week. It's easier if you just write it down now. Michigan Attorney General Opinion 7258 says 2 things. You can look it up, you can Google it at home, you can print it out, you can take a look at it yourself. First of all, it says that any municipal utility charges that existed before April the 1st are gone. Just because they've got it on their books does not mean it's a valid lien against the property. They can collect it against the former owner of the land, they can collect it against whoever was renting there, whoever used the water is liable for that. You are not, because you bought the land. As a lien, it is extinguished as of April the 1st against the land. What it also says is that they cannot require you to pay that bill before they will turn it back on. That's not proper for them to do. So you might want to write that number down if you're buying something today that has municipal utility service. Michigan Attorney General Opinion 7258. That's important stuff if you got city water and city sewer. Possession, we talked about it already. We're going to give you possession today for inspection, security, and maintenance purposes only. No major improvements. What do you do if you buy something and there's somebody in there? If you buy a piece of property today and it's occupied, you cannot just walk up to the door and order them out. There is no such thing in Michigan as a squatter. Anybody that's in that property when you buy it is legally termed an occupant, and you have a couple of options. You can evict them through the district court process. It sometimes takes a long time, especially if they want to evade process servers, and they could damage the property. Also, process many people refer to as cash for keys. You make contact, you negotiate something, they move out, they get a few $100s to start over with somewhere else. Don't give them any money until they're gone and you've had the opportunity to inspect the property to make sure that they left the water heater. Before making direct physical contact with an occupant of a property, my advice to you is to go talk to a neighbor. There's somebody in the neighborhood where that property is located who likely knows who's there and whether or not they're stable. That's my advice to you. Don't make a direct contact, make an indirect one first. Figure out the lay of the land, whether they're stable, whether they're emotionally able to deal with you, or whether they're volatile, maybe a little unhinged. You want to avoid any situation like that. What you're buying today is a piece of land and everything that's attached to it. You're buying buildings, driveways, furnaces, water heaters, septic systems, TV antennas. You're buying things of that nature. I can't sell to you today because I don't own the Culligan Man's water softener. If there's something on that property that is leased, even if it is attached to the land, we don't own it. We can't sell it to you. We can't even give it to you. If there's something attached to the property that the last owner did not own, we can't sell it to you today. We also can't sell to you today anything that's on these properties that can be removed without the use of tools, picked up, rolled off, carried away. If you find automobiles, campers, RVs, motorcycles, appliances, furniture, false teeth, cameras, you name it, if it's there, we have no title to it. Again, we can't sell it to you or give it to you because we don't own it. The trick here again, same thing. Go talk to the neighbors. Say, hey, you know, I bought this house. The house might be falling down, but I popped open the garage, and there's a brand new Cadillac in there. Well, it's not yours. It's not Christmas. It belongs to somebody else. Make sure you give whoever it belongs to the opportunity to come and get their stuff before you dispose of it. Before you get rid of anything, take pictures, evidence what you did in case you have to explain it later, and do make some kind of contact with whoever it belongs to and give them the opportunity to come and get it. If it's just garbage, throw it away. Take pictures of what you pitched just to be on the safe side. Everybody's got a phone with a camera on it now. Just take a few clicks. Make sure you can prove what you did or did not do. We do not warrant the title to mobile, modular, or manufactured housings. Same kind of situation. We can't sell you what we don't own. If the last owner of the land owned the mobile, modular, or manufactured housing unit, if it was titled with the land, if it's permanently affixed by paperwork, that's included. If there's a mobile or modular or manufactured home sitting on a piece of property that we sell today and somebody else owned it, if somebody else had an interest in that and they never were sent any kind of notice, there's not a judge on the planet that won't let them come and take it. If you hear from somebody about a mobile, modular, or manufactured home on a piece of property that you buy today, they say they're going to come and get it, make them show you an order from the judge that says they can. You don't just have to take their word for it. We're almost ready to get started. When we sell, it's like riding a teeter-totter. I'm going to start out at that minimum bid in the book and find 2 people in this room that want to get on that teeter-totter and keep going. Once I'm down to 1 person in the room, then I'm going to come over here to Carrie, who's bidding for the people online, and then we will arrive at a final bid price. If you're brand new at this, and many of you are, a couple of tips for you. We had this happen just the other day in Kalamazoo. Lady lost her card. I was waiting for somebody to pick it up, start buying. Don't leave that card on your chair when you leave. We got a whole bunch of vacant lots, so you might end up getting a call about mowing today. Make sure you turn it in where you got it. Take care of it. Keep your eye on it while you're here. If you've got a cell phone with you, please put it on silent or vibrate. If you've got young children or elderly people with you that you need to shout at, please take that outside. If you brought your husband today and he has just exceeded the authority you gave him last night, and you need to correct him, please take it outside. We will have EMS standing by. If you make a mistake, you bid on the wrong piece of land, you misunderstood the price, let us know the instant you've realized you've made a mistake. I can still sell that piece of property to the bidder before they walk out that door. Don't wait till the end of the sale to fess up to a mistake. Please acknowledge it very quickly. Please be considerate of everybody here, and we will be considerate of you. We do have people that come to the sales that are the former owners or friends or relatives of former owners trying to buy something back. Being all upset does not help anything. We are not doing this just because we picked out a bunch of properties at random. These are foreclosed by a court order for non-payment of taxes, and the law says they have to be sold within a certain time period, and that time period is now. We're doing this because there's a court order that says we have to, and a state law that says now's the time. That's why we're here. We're just doing our job. Be respectful of us. We will be respectful of you as well. Anybody have any questions before we get going? It's going to be a pretty simple process, yes.
I didn't list the properties I'm interested in.
We'll get to you.
Okay.
Okay, here's what we're going to move up front. Number 30, I'll go through the list once and then repeat the numbers. 3101 on State Road out Leslie Way. 3103 on Reno Drive. 3104 right in the same area. 3106 on Peckham Road. 3111 on Watts Street. 3117 on Ford Avenue. Lot of people here for 3186, which is on Cortland Boulevard. A lot of people here for that one. 3194 on Vrooman Road. Vroom. And then we'll go back to the beginning of the book and so what's left in order. I might add one or two in there, but I think that's going to be our list. I'll give you those numbers one more time. Our first round is going to include 3101, 3103, 3104, 3106, 3111, 3117, 3186, and 3194. Those are the most popular pieces. We'll sell those first. That's going to get rid of most of the people in here. If I read a number that you're interested in, the bad news is you got competition. Price will be higher. If you're chasing something I didn't just read the number off, you're probably going to have much less competition for it. So let's start off with 3101. It'll be pretty obvious how this works after we've sold a couple. 3101, I told you I have online bids, and I've got 3 of them all ready for this parcel. It's on State Road out Leslie Way. Last we knew, this was still occupied. I'm not sure if it is now or not. Personal property is likely still there. State Road, that has that modular look. I'm going to guess this is well attached to that property, but just remember what we said about warranting titles to such units. 3101. My minimum bid in the book is $6,900. The online bidders already have me at $15,250. I know how high the online bids go. I've got 3 of them. I've got 7 or 8 people here in the room that want to bid on this today. Here's how we do this to make this go a little faster as well. If you'll give me $16,000 for that piece of property, show me your card right now. I know 7 people wanted this opened up. How many of them will give me $16,000? A few of you? Put your card up in the air and keep it there until I say a number you don't like. When I hit your maximum, you just take your card down. 16,000, 17, 18, 19, 20,000, 21, 22. I'm going to start with you at $22,000. Isn't that better than going $100 at a time? 22,000 right there. Who in the room wants to give me 22.5? Anybody here at 22.5? 22.5, 23 and a half, 24. I got 23 and a half with you. I've got more than that bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me 24,000? I've got 23 and a half right there. 23,750.
Yep.
You want to give me 25,000? 25 and a quarter. It automatically will go up $250 online.
Yep.
250 or to gives me to 25 and a quarter. What about 26,000? 26. We're jumping the bid like I told you. 26 and a quarter.
Yep.
27,000. I'm at 26 and a quarter online. Anybody in the room want to give me 26.5? Anybody here at $26,500? 26 and a quarter online. Going once, going twice. Sold it online for $26,250. My backup bidder, what's your number? Backup bidder? The backup bidder is 407, and here's how that works. We just sold that online for $26,250. The guy that bought that, his wife finds out. He just spent her new convertible money on a house for his mother-in-law. You might get a call that says he can't or won't pay. You would get a one-time offer to buy that for 1 bid increment below the final sale price, which is $26,000. It's yes or no. It's not negotiable. We can't negotiate by law. We're allowed to offer you backup bidder option, yes or no. So you could get that call. If you don't get the call, don't worry about it, but it's an option. So we sold 3101 for $26,250 to an online bidder. Our backup bidder is 407. As soon as I enter that in that computer right there, they can go check out. Next, we're going to sell 3103. This is a small house occupied as last we knew on Reno Drive. It's vacant now, they're telling me. The minimum bid in the book, $2,500. I'm already at $6,600 with online bidders. Who wants to give me 7,000? Anybody in the room? I got 9 people in this room.
I had a question on that house.
Sure.
It has a building out back that has a power attached to that one, but you have it as being going with the other one.
I can't guarantee anything other than the legal description in that book. He's questioning what is or isn't on the property. Time to figure that out isn't at the sale as it's being sold, it's before. He's saying that it might not be what's in the pictures. It tends to match. Know what you're bidding on. I got $6,600 bid online. You want to give me, I got 7,000 here. Anybody in the room want to give me 7,500? Anybody in the room at 75? I got 75 over there. What about 8,000? I got more than that online. I got 75 with you, 76 online.
Yep.
You want to give me 8,000? I got 76 online. We can do it the slow, painful way. 77. Anybody in the room want to give me $7,700? 77 back there. 78.
Yep.
You want to give me 8,000? 81. Till we hit 10,000, it's $100 a time.
Yep.
81. You want to give me 9,000? I know how high the online bid will go. I got 81 online. Anybody in the room want to give me $8,200? I got $8,100 bid online. Going once, going twice. Sold it online, $8,100. My backup bidder back there, what's your number? 384. Number 3104, also on Reno Drive. This is adjacent property. There's two pieces right there next to each other. We can't be certain exactly we have not had it surveyed. $2,300 I've got as a minimum bid in that book. I've already got an online bid for $6,800. This is 3104. He opened up the wrong one.
Apologies.
3104. This is on Reno Drive, next to what we had sold just a second ago. $6,800 I've already got bid online. 64 it says there. My book, maybe I read something wrong. Who wants to give me 6,500? Anybody in the room? 6,500 here. I know how high the online bids go. Who in the room wants to give me 7,000? 7 over there. You want to give me 8,000? I got 7,000 there. Anybody in the room want to give me 7,500? 75 back there. How about 8,000? 75 back there. I got 76 online.
Yep.
You want to give me 8,000? 8,000 now, 81.
Yep.
What about 9,000? 91.
Yep.
How about 10,000? I got $9,100 online. I know how high that bid goes. Who wants to give me $10,000? Anybody in the room at 10,000? What about 92? We'll do it the slow way. 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. We might need pizza. I got 95 there, 96 online.
Yep.
You want to give me 10,000? 10 and a quarter is the next increment.
Yep.
How about 11,000? 11 and a quarter.
Yep.
What about 12,000? 12 and a quarter.
Yep.
13,000. 13 and a quarter.
Yep.
14,000. I got 13,000 with an online bidder. 13 and a quarter, I should say, with an online bidder. 13,500. 13,750.
Yep.
Now 14,000. 14 and a quarter.
Yep.
14 and a half. I got 14 and a quarter with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 14,500? Anybody? 14 and a quarter online. Going once, twice. Sold it online for $14,250. My backup bidder in the room, what's that number? Backup bidder? 485. Just as an illustration, I had an online bid on that property for $48,000. We'll drop down to 3106. We'll come back and cover the rest of them in a minute. Peckham Road, Parma Way, there it is. I've got a couple of bids online on this one already. It's got some roof issues, needs a bunch of work. $4,900 I've already got bid online. Who in the room wants to give me 5,000? 5,000 there. I see cards all over the room. Here's how we're gonna do this. If you'll give me $5,000 for that property, put your 10,000, he says. How many people in this room will give me 11,000 for that? If you'll give me 11, put your card in the air and keep it there till I say a number you don't like. 11,000, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000, 21, 22. I'm gonna start with you at 22,000. Who wants to give me 22 and a half? Get on that teeter-totter and start riding. Anybody in the room at 22 and a half? What about 22 and a quarter? 22,000 in the back row going once. Twice. You bought it 22,000, 1066. My backup bidder right down here is number 220. Now we'll go down to 3111. 3111 is on Watt Street, 2-bedroom home. They started some renovation on it, did not finish. I've got 5 bidders in the room here for this one today. My minimum bid in the book is $5,600. Show me your card if you'll give me $6,000 for that one. I see a few cards. 6,000, 7, 8,000, 9,000, 10, 11, 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to start with you at 17,000. Who wants to give me 17,250? Anybody in the room at 17,250? 17,000 going once, twice. 17,301. My backup bidder over here, what's her number? Actually, I think it was you. 148. It's going fast now. At the end of the sale, I'll be groveling for $100 bids. 3117 is the next really popular one. Ford Avenue does need some work. It's got some water damage and it's condemned. That is not a Hallmark greeting card taped to the door. I need $6,300 for it. Where's my bidders at $6,300? How many do I have? 4 people said they wanted this one sold. I got it right there at $6,300. Who wants to give me 64? Anybody in the room at 6,400? 63 going once, twice. All yours. Number 421 at the minimum bid.
Over here.
It's sold. You got to make some noise. Now we're going to go down to, when we say it's sold, it is. $31.86. That's why we say going once and twice. $31.86. Cortland Boulevard. I've got 14 bidders in the room for this piece today. I've got bids online as well. Very repairable. Just had some rough use, needs to be cleaned up, put back together. Cortland Boulevard, $6,000 the minimum bid. I've got $12,250 already bid online. I know how high the online bids go. If you'll give me $13,000 for that house, show me your card and just keep it in the air. 13,000, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, $30,000, 31. I'm starting with you at 31,000. Everybody else dropped out. Who wants to give me 31 and a quarter? 30. Now I got cards over here. You're going to give me 32, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I got 36 back there in the back of the room standing up. Who wants to give me 36 and a half? Anybody at 36 and a half? 37 and a half? 38 and a half? 39 and a half, 40,000 and a half, 41 and a half, 42 and a half, 43 and a half, 44, 44 and a half, 44 and a half, 45,000, 45 and a half. Don't talk to him, talk to me. 45 and a half, 45,000 there, 45 and a half, 46 and a half, 46 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 48 and a half, 48 and a half, 49,000, 49 and a half, $50,000, 50 and a half, 50 and a half, 51,000, 51 and a half, 52 and a half, 53 and a half, 54 and a half, 55 and a half, 56 and a half, 57. I've got 56 and a half with the younger gentleman. 56 and a half. Anybody in the room want to give me 56, 750? 56 and a half. Going once. Twice. 56 and a half, 1133. My backup bidder number was what? Backup bidder. What's the other gentleman's number? Backup bidder. Could you get his number for me, please? Backup bidder is 328. There's a story there that I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to. Let's go down to 3194. Then we'll go back to the beginning of the book, sell what's left. 3194 is on Vrooman. Is this one still occupied or is this vacant now? This is now vacant. Does need some work. Decent house, but it needs to be cleaned up, put together. I've got 8 bidders in the room, but I've also got some online bids. It says $9,300 in the book. I'm already at $30,250 with online bids. I know how high they'll go. Who wants to give me $31,000? Anybody in the room? I got 31 there. Anybody want to give me $32,000 for that house in the room? 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 37 and a half. I got 37,000 with you. Anybody in the room at 37 and a quarter? 37 and a quarter, 37 and a half, 37, 750. Now 38 and a quarter. I got 38,000 there. I got 38 and a quarter online.
Yep.
38.5 in the room. Anybody here want to give me 38,750? 38.5 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
38,750 online. 39 over there. 39 and a quarter. 39.5. Now 39,750 and $40,000. I got 39,750 here. Who in the room wants to give me 40,000?
Yep.
40,000 online. 40 and a quarter. Now 40 and a half. 40 and a quarter.
Yep.
40 and a half. 40,750 and now 41.
Yep.
41 and a quarter. 41 and a half.
Yep.
41,750 and now $42,000.
Yep.
42 and a quarter. 42 and a half.
Yep.
42,750 and now $43,000.
Yep.
43 and a quarter. 43 and a half.
Yep.
43,750 and now 44,000.
Yep.
You gonna give me 45? 45 and a quarter.
Yep.
What about 46? 45 and a half is as low as I can go. 45.5? 45,250 is bid online. Anybody in the room at 45.5?
Yep.
2 bidders online. 3 bidders online. This can sometimes become very slow. They're going up $250 at a time. We had one just yesterday in Jackson, took like 20 minutes. But this one's already up high enough, it shouldn't go that long. 46.5 is where it's at right now. There are at least 2 active bidders. We'll let you know in just a second here when they get caught up. We'll let you back in if you want back in. $47,000 is where it's at right now.
Slow.
Oh, they're not done yet. We will go back to the beginning of the book in just a second and roll through what's left, skipping the pieces nobody in the room wants. We're going to be in Sturgis and Decatur yet this week. I bet you don't even know where that is. After the Labor Day weekend, we'll be swinging through Flint and Saginaw and Grand Rapids and Muskegon next week.
Up to 50,000.
Yeah, I know, I've been to that.
We're north of $50,000 now on this one. It's at 51.5, same 2 bidders, riding that teeter-totter back and forth. Remind them they can jump their increment if they want. They can go up $1,000 at a crack if they want to. Scare the other guy away. They just did that, actually. That one just went up $750. $53,250. It's still going.
That's not as good a house as my one on Alder Street. Huh?
53.5 is where it's at right now. Are they done? They might be. I'm at 53.5 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 53,750? Anybody? Going once. Going twice.
Yep.
They're not done yet. Online. We sold a hotel last year in Houghton Lake. Started around $40,000. 2 bidders, both online. Nobody in the room wanted it. It went up $250 at a time, from $40,000 to almost $400,000. I think it took close to an hour. Everybody went outside to smoke, even the people who don't. Smoke something. We're at 55.5, 55.5, they're still bidding. Going up $250 at a time, or more. The one bidder's jumping $750 at a time on some of his increments. It's almost to 57,000. That's now we're past 57. These are both live bidders watching the camera. We've gone way past our advanced bid. It's at 58,000 and still going.
cheer them on, they'll go faster.
I don't think so.
Come on, bull hunter, go 60 grand. You like the horse races?
We're at 58 and a quarter. Are they done? Might be. Anybody in the room want to give me 58.5 for that one? 58 and a quarter is what I've got. Need 58.5. Going once. Going twice. Finally sold it for 58 and a quarter online. Backup bidder is also online. Now we're going to go back to the beginning of the book and we'll sell what's left in the order it's in there, skipping the stuff nobody wants. My book tells me I got a bidder in the room for the first one, number 3100. Is there somebody in the room for the one on Lincoln Road? If not, we're going to go buy them. I do have some that I have online bids for, but nobody in the room will skip those. But I do have somebody there for the one on Lincoln. 3100. 2 bids online. I know how high they'll go. This is a little bit over 4 acres in size. I've got a $4,200 bid already online. You want to give me 4,500? 45 right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 5,000 for that? I got $4,600 bid online.
Yep.
You want to give me 5,000? 5,000 right there. Now 51 online.
Yep.
You want to give me 6,000? I got 5,100 bid online. What about 52? 53?
Yep.
54? 55?
Yep.
56? 57?
Yep.
58? I got $5,700 bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me $5,800 for 4 acres? 57 online, going once.
Yep. 6,900.
6,900 now bid online. Anybody in the room want to give me 7,000? I've got $6,900 bid online. Going once.
Yep.
7,000. We got an advance bid placed in advance. I can see how high that goes. I got somebody watching that camera bidding against him. We're back. Now we're, instead of $250, now we're at $100 bids because we're under 10,000. We'll give them just a second to arm wrestle over this. We are noticing a lot more people bidding online these days, including a lot of local people. They'd rather sit at home at their desk having coffee than here. 7,300 where I'm at online. Anybody in the room want to give me 74? 7,300 going once, twice. Sold it online, $7,300. The backup bidder is also online. We already sold 3,101. Is there a bidder in the room for 3,102? My book says there is not. If there's nobody here that wants it, we'll skip it. 3,102. Okay, we're going to open it. $650 is what I need for the one that's numbered 3,102. 650 bucks? Got it right there. Anybody want to give me 700? 650 in the room. To my right. Going once.
Yep.
700 online. 750. Now 800. 750 in the room. Going once. Twice. Now it belongs to you. $750, number 180. Backup bidder is online. We already sold the last 2 on that page. So flip it over. We'll go to 3,105. My book tells me I got a couple people in the room here for this. I got 4 bids online for this. Do I have bidders in the room for 3,105? I do. Let's open it up. 3,105. 4 bids online. I know how high they'll go. I'm already at $4,300. You want to give me 4,400? 44 right there. Who in the room wants to give me 45? Anybody here for that other than you? 44 there. 45 online.
Yep.
46, 47,
Yep.
48, 49.
Yep.
5,000, 5,100.
Yep.
52, now 53.
Yep.
50, You're all done? I got 5,300 online. Anybody in the room want to give me 54 back there, 55 online?
Yep.
Now $5,600 in the back. I got 56 there. My advance bid online is all done. We'll see if anybody live wants to bid. I got 55 in the 56 in the back of the room. 57 online? Not yet. I got $5,600 with you. Going once. Going twice. You bought it. 5,600. What's the bidder number? Bidder, please. Number 315. $5,600, 315. The backup bidder is online. We already sold 3106. I should have bidders in the room for 3108. Do I have a couple of people here for that one today? 3108. Anybody here for that? We do. Couple of you. Let's open it up. 3108 on McGill Road. Does need some work. Has a little bit of fire damage. I think the garage is fire damaged. $21,000 I need, and I've got right there. You want to give me 21 and a half? How about 22? How about 23? 24,000. 23 and a half. 23 and a quarter. I got 23,000 right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 23 and a quarter? I got it back there. 23 and a half. How about 24 and a half? 25 and a half. 26 and a half. 27 and a half. 28 and a half. 29 and a half. 30,000 and a half. 31 and a half. 32 and a half. 33 and a half. 34 and a half. 35 and a half. I got 35 back there, 35 and a quarter. 35,000 in the back of the room going once. 35 and a quarter, 35 and a half. 35,750. 36,000. 36 and a quarter. 36,000 back there going once. Twice. $36,000, 1133. 36,000, 1133. My backup bidder is 287. Do I have a bidder in the room for 3109 East Michigan Avenue? 3109. Is somebody here for that? Right there. Is this still occupied or is this now vacant? It's vacant too. 13 and a quarter is what I need for 2419 East Michigan Avenue. 13 and a quarter I got there. I've got it in the room. Who wants to give me 13.5? Anybody else here for this one? 13.5. 13,750 and now 14. 14 and a quarter. 14 and a half. You're gonna give me 15 and a half. 16 and a half. 17. 16,750. That's as low as I can go. 16,750. I got 16,750. Now 17,000. I got 16,750 over here. Anybody in the room at 17,000? 16,750 going once. 17 and a quarter. Come on, money bags. 17 and a quarter. I got 17,000 over here. 17 and a quarter. 17 and a half. 17 and a quarter over here. Going once. Twice. 17 and a quarter. Number 148. My backup bidder is number 375. Number 3110. Is there a bidder for the room here, in the room for the one on Tyson? Right there, open that up. This one needs a bunch of work, maybe with a bulldozer. 3110. It's boarded up to keep all the good stuff in. $5,200 I've got right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 53? What if that house is full of gold? $5,200. He says, shh, going once, twice. It's your problem now. Number 148 at the minimum bid. Jackson County thanks you profusely for buying that property. Do I have a bidder here for 3112 on South Street? 3112. Anybody want that? He's after that one too. Glutton for punishment over here. This one's, we call these dog houses. Do you know why? Because they're really, really rough. They get worse. Hang around. 3112. I got $5,600 over there. Anybody want to give me 57 and take that joy away from him? $5,600 going once, twice. That one's yours too. 148 at the minimum bid. Anybody here for 3113? It's not circled in my book. If you don't want it, we're not going to waste your time. What about 3114? I'm gaunt. Both of these are in gaunt. Anybody here for that one? 3115, Pearlman Road. 3115, it's circled. Do I have a bidder for it? If not, we're going to skip it. I guess we do have somebody interested. 3115, once we've gone by them, we generally don't go backward in the book. You have to just wait around till the end of the sale. That's your penalty for sleeping. It's a shell, needs some work, starting with a weed whacker. $5,400, I've got it back there. 5,400. Anybody in the room want to give me $5,500 for that beauty right there? This would be a great place for your mother-in-law. I got $5,400 right there going once, twice. You bought it. $5,400. What's the bidder number? 358 at the minimum bid. What about 3116? I should have somebody here for this on Lemoyne. It says I've got 2 or 3 bidders. Let's get it opened up. $5,500. It is condemned. Please be aware, it doesn't mean it has to be torn down. It means you can't use it till you bring it up to code and have it inspected. I got $5,500 there. Anybody in the room want to give me 56? Anybody here for this one? $5,500 right there going once. 56, 57, 58, 59. $6,000. 6,100. Now 62. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 6,800, 69, and now 7,000. 71, 72, 7,300, now 74, 75, 76, 77, 7,800, 79, and now 8,000. 81, 8,200, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 9,000. You want to give me 9,500 for that house? What about 10,000? 10 and a half, 11, 10,750. It's only money. Now 11 and a quarter. 11 and a quarter, we're having a family conference. I got 11,000 back there with you. Anybody in the room at 11 and a quarter? I got 11,000 back there. What about you? I got 11,000 going once, twice. You bought it 11,339. My backup bidder. $298. We already sold 3117. Is there, we did, and I didn't write it down in my book. $3118 on Flansburgh Road. Couple of bidders here for that one. It's got some man stuff hanging around. You're gonna have to clean up vehicles, tires, you know, all the regular stuff. $3,600. Commercial garage type property, workshop. $3,600 I've got bid right there. You gonna give me 4,000? 4. What about 4,500? 5,000, 5,500, 6,000, 65, 7,000, 75, 8,000, 85, 9,000, 95, 10,000, 10 and a half, 11 and a half. I got $11,000 there. Anybody in the room want to give me 11 and a quarter? 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half. What about 12 and a half? 13,000 and a half, 14 and a half, 15 and a half, 15, 14, 15 and a quarter, 15 and a half, 15,750, and now 16,000, 16 and a quarter, 16 and a half. I got 16 and a quarter with you. Anybody in the room at 16.5? 16,250 going once, twice. 16 and a quarter, 375. My backup bidder, what's your number over there for when his wife finds out? 431. My book says I've got a bidder in the room for 3119. It's right next door. Do want to make a comment on that one and this one. If you buy something today and you suspect it's contaminated, there's something you need to do. It's called a baseline environmental assessment. Go ahead and open up 3119. If you see indicators of contamination and you want to do a CYA on it, you get something called a baseline environmental assessment. You basically hire somebody to come in and they do some samples and they take pictures and they sniff and scratch and taste and look at everything, and they write a report and they document the condition when you bought it. If you don't do that and the EPA comes around later on, you might be on the hook for a cleanup. If you can prove it was like that when you bought it, you're generally okay. You have 45 days to do a BEA after you buy something like this. If you don't do it, it can cost you a lot of money. If you do it, it's going to cost you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's a very good investment. Take my advice on that one. This is right next to what we just sold, also in Flansburgh. That looks like a quickie oil change to me. If Junior and Bubba were dumping stuff out the back door, you don't want to pay to clean that up. Get that BEA done. $6,100 is what I need for this. I've got it right there. You're going to give me 7,000, 8,000, 9, 10,000, 11, 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000, 21, 22, 23. I got 22 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 22 and a half? 22 and a quarter, anybody anywhere? 22 and a quarter, 22 and a half, 22,750. 22.5 right there. Anybody in the room at 22,750? 22,750. Now 23. You want to give me 23 and a half? You don't have one of those yet. You need one of those. 23 and a half, 24 and a half, 25. You already got one? You should be smarter than that if you do. Now 24 and a half. I got 24 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 24 and a quarter? 24 and a quarter, 24 and a half, 24,750. Run him up. He's got lots of money, I can tell. 24 and a half. Well, sit behind the post so I can't see you and bid. That always helps. 24,750. 25 and a half. 26 and a half. 26 and a half. I got 26 over here. 26 and a quarter. 26,000 Going once.
Yep.
26 and a quarter online. You gonna give me 27? 27 and a quarter.
Yep.
28 and a quarter. I got 28 in the room. Going once. Going twice.
Yep.
28 and a quarter online. 28.5. 28.750. 28.5. Going once. Twice.
Yep.
28.750 online. Now 29,000. I need 29 and a quarter from the online bidder. 28.750. 29 in the room I have. Now I need 29 and a quarter. Going once.
Yep.
29 and a quarter. 29.5. 29.750.
Yep.
Now I need 30,000. 30,000 in the room. Now I need 30 and a quarter. 30,000 going once. Twice. You bought it 30,375. My backup bidder is online. Just remember, if I can't see you, if you can't see me and you're bidding, I can't see you. We do have a few posts in the way in here. Anybody in the room here today to bid on 3120 Grand Avenue? Right there. 3120 Grand Street. $1,100. Vacant parcel. I got it right over. He likes mowing grass. I got $1,100. Anybody want to give me 12? 1,100 going once. Twice. That one belongs to number 180 at the minimum bid. $31.21. I do have an online bid for it. Do I have a bidder in the room? It says that I do, and I do. $31.21. Seckler Drive, Jackson area. Mobile home needs to go bye-bye. $2,100 I've got bid online. You wanna give me 22, 22, 23,
Yep.
24, 25,
Yep.
26, 27,
Yep.
28, 29.
Yep.
$3,000 now 31.
Yep.
32, 33,
Yep.
34, 35,
Yep.
36. You know, if you keep bidding, I guarantee you'll win. That's how this works. I got $3,500 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 36? 36, he's back. My online advance bid has now expired. 3,600. Anybody want to give me 37? $3,600 going once, twice. It's your problem now. What's the bidder number? 414, 3,600. My backup bidder's online. You came over and visited us in Monroe, didn't you? He was at the Monroe sale. Anybody here today for 3122? It's not circled in my book. Anybody want that one? On the next page, we're going to make a whole bunch of good time right here. Looks like I got a bidder in the room for 3123 on Fletcher Drive. Right there I do. Let's open that up. Got a couple of them. 3123 Fletcher Drive. This is in the Cambridge Shores sub. I got a $950 bid right there. You want to give me 1,000? 1,000 right there. 1,100. Now 12, 13, 14. I got $1,300 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $1,400 for that one? 13 going once.
Yep.
14 online. Now 1,500 and 16 to the online bidder. I got 15 here. 15 going once, twice. $1,500, 406. My backup bidder is online. We got a great big pile of lots in the Lighthouse Village in Brooklyn. I think I've got one or two of them that may sell, unless somebody's gonna surprise me here. I'm gonna start reading down this list. If you want one of these, get your card in the air. Let me know, shout out, because we're gonna go buy them and be done with them. Anybody here for 3124? Right there. 3124, Erie Court, Brooklyn, $1,800. Do I have it right there? I do. Anybody want to give me 19? I've got $1,800 in the room, going once, twice. That one's yours. Bidder number is 1179. Are you interested in all of them?
Not all.
Not all of them. Couldn't be that simple.
You want the numbers?
Well, that would help a lot.
3124, 3154.
You're basically interested in all of them in that plat.
Correct.
Is anybody else in this room interested in any of them in that plat? It goes all the way down to, so you're interested down to 54?
3124 or 3151?
Down to 51 is the last one you're interested in. Is anybody interested in anything between 3124? I do have somebody interested in 3141. Is there somebody here for that one? 3141. Somebody asked to be circled before the sale. Is there anybody in the room for 3141?
3129.
You're interested in 3129?
Yeah. And 3149, 3150.
Okay, I guess we're going to sell them one at a time then. I was hoping to just go bang bang. 3124 sells for $1,800 to 1179. 3125, you're going to open up for me at $1,800. Who wants to give me $1,900 for that one? Anybody in the room? $1,800 right here going once, twice. Sold that one to $1179 at the minimum bid. $3126, I've got an $1,800 bid for. Anybody want to give me 19? 18 going once, twice. Sold that one to $1179. $3127 opens at $1,800. Anybody in the room want to give me 19? $1,800 going once, twice. Sold that one to $1179. $3128 opens at $1,800. Anybody want to give me 19? $1,800 going once, twice. Sold it to $1179. $3128, is that what we just sold? That's what we just sold. $3129, I've got a $1,900 bid on. Anybody? 2,000 there. 21, 22, 23, 24, 2,500, 26, 27, 28, 29, and now 3,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I've got 3,500 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $3,600 for that one? 3,500 going once, twice. $3,500, $1179. My backup bidder on that one, what's that number? 202. $3,130. I've got an $1,800 bid there. You want to give me 19 on that one? Anybody in the room at 1,900? I've got 18 right there going once, 18 going twice. Sold that one at the minimum bid, $1179. Number 3131, I've got $1,800 over here. Anybody at 1,900? 18 going once, twice. Sold that one to $1179. 3132, I've got an $1,800 bid. Anybody in the room at 19? 18 going once, twice. 1179 buys that one. 3133, $1,800. Anybody in the room at 19? 18 going once, twice. 1179. $3134. I've got $1,800 on. Anybody in the room at 19? 18 going once, twice. 1179. Number 3135, I have an online bid at $1,800. I've got 19 there. Anybody in the room want to give me 2,000? $1,900 in the room, going once, twice. 1179 at $1,900. The backup bid is online. Other than these guys, is anybody in the room interested in anything on the page starting with 3136 down through 3147? Anybody on that page? Maybe we can save a little time. You interested in anything on that page? I had a circle on 3141. Anybody in the room chasing 3141? Have you had anybody online? Can you ask them really quick if they're interested in anything between 3136 and 3151? If not, we'll just go boom. Anybody in the room between 3136 and 3151? Anybody interested in any of those? Which one?
3149,
49 and 50 he's interested in. So we'll 49 and 50. We'll get to those in a minute. On that page between 3136, we'll ask them online about anything through, actually ask them on anything between 3136 and 3164. Anything in that range. If anybody online's interested, we'll sell them specifically, individually. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of go boom in the room. And you're interested in everything between 3136 and 3151. You're interested in everything on that page, right? Nobody. Right, and some on the next page. Nobody else is interested in anything on that page. Unless we have a bite online, we'll just sell them all for the minimum bid. Anybody showing up? We'll give them just a second to respond. We're basically opening up that whole page at once. Not seeing anything. Unless anybody else in the room has a bid, we're going to sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to sell the next 12 to 1179.
Do you want me to do it at the end?
Do what at the end?
Do these, because
We're going to sell them now. Basically, they're the online bidders. We have no advance bids. You're giving the advance bidders notice that we're waiving opening them
it's still
individually.
gonna take me enough time to open and close each lot to sell them, unless you want me to do it after the auction.
You can do it after the auction, but don't take any bids.
Okay. Yep.
Basically, they're waiving their right now to bid on them.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm just saying that.
All right, so we're going to data enter those at the end, but they're all being sold to number 1179. On the next page, 3148. We'll open up. I've got their $1,800 opening bid. Anybody in the room at 1,900? 18 going once, twice. 1179 at the minimum bid. $31.49. I've got their bid to open at 18. You're interested at 19. Now 2,000. 2,100. Now 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 3,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 3,900, and now 4,000. All done. I got 4,000 over here. Anybody in the room at 4,100? 4,000 going once, twice. $4,000 on number 3149 to number 1179. My backup bidder is 202. There's nobody interested, right?
Yeah, but I gotta open the bond still.
$31.50. I've got $1,800 bid here. You want to bid on that one by itself or not because you didn't get the other? I've got $1,800 bid on the 31.50. Anybody in the room at 1,900? 18 going once, 18 going twice. Sold that one to 1179 at the minimum bid. $31.51. I've got their opening bid at $1,800 over here. Anybody in the room at 19? $1,800 going once, twice. Sold that one to 1179. Between 31.52 and 31.64. Anybody in the room interested in any of those? I've got a circle around 31.63 in my book that somebody asked for before the sale. Is somebody here for 31.63? I'll read them off real quick. 31.52, 31.53, 31.54, 31.55, 31.56, 31.57. Anybody on any of those? 31.58, 31.59, 31.60, 31.61, 31.62, 31.63, 31.64. Okay, now we're through those. We're to 31.65 now. Is that what you've been waiting for?
Yep, that's the one.
Now, you're a married man, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have a permission slip from your wife? You know, she
Not
didn't.
exactly.
Oh, he's unapproved by his wife.
See, I have rat hole money.
Rat hole money, is that what you call it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it her rat hole money or yours?
She'll never know.
She'll never know. I bet she already does know. She knows how many cookies are in your jar. 31.65. I got a bid online and a couple of people in the room here for this one. $800. You can mow that this afternoon. I got $800 bid online. You're gonna give me $850? $850. Who wants? Look at all your other neighbors are here. 9.5. 1,000. I'll get to you. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $2,000. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, $3,000, 31, 32, 33, he's already leaving, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000, 41, 42. Don't quit on me now, you broke my rhythm. I got 42 back there. Anybody in the room want to give me $4,300? 42 going once, twice. 4,200, 483. What's the backup bidder? See, you've been sitting here harassing me all day and I got nothing out of it at all. Are you gonna buy some other? I'll sell you something else. If you don't know what, I'll pick it out for you.
I'll wait till it comes back.
3166, I got a couple of bids online and at least one bidder in the room here for this one. Austin Road is where this one's at, 3166. I've got $1,600 already bid online, 1,700 right there. I got 18 online, now 1,900 is your price. I'll get to you, 1,900 there, now 2,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and now $3,000. 3,100, now 32. No, 31 with you. Anybody in the room at 3,200? 31 going once. 31 going twice. 3,100, 460. Yeah, I haven't had time to dig into it. I know they are. Backup bidder number, please, is 1193. Give me just a second. Okay. Basically, no. You're gonna have to data enter this whole page. That's the bidder number. Those are the prices, and then you're gonna have to. They go through 31 through 51. And now these are data entered. You have to data enter that page. Yes. I think. Okay, just take it. Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. You can't leave yet. You have money left. I can smell it.
No, I went through my wallet.
Makes my eyes burn. 3167. Is there a bidder in the room for 3167? My book is circled, says somebody here wants that piece. Anybody here for that? 3167. They changed their mind. Got sober, something. Anybody here for 3168? I do have an online bid for it. We'll sell it later. We won't make you sit here and watch it if you don't want to. 3168, anybody? 3170, I've got a couple of bidders here for, including one right there. We'll open it up. 3170, Lake Street, out Grass Lake Way. It needs some help. It's in rough shape. I got $20,250 bid right there, and I got 20 and a half right next to him. Now 21 and a half, 22 and a half, 23 and a half, 24. You're gonna give me 25, 26,000, 27, 28, 28 and a quarter. I got 28,000 with the gentleman in the cap. Who wants to give me 28 and a half? 28 and a half, now 29 and a half. 30,000. What about 31? 31, 32, 33, 31,000 or 32,000 over here. Who wants to give me 32,250? Anybody here at 32,250? 32,000 going once. 32,000 going twice. 32 and a quarter, 32 and a half, 32,750. 32,500 going once, twice. 32,560. My backup bidder is 187. I've got 4 parcels in the Amberton Village, which are 31, 71, 72, 73, and 74. Anybody in the room interested in those 4? Which one? All of them or just one? 31, 71, the first one. Let's open it up and sell it to him. 3171, it's on Neptune Drive, $700. I got bid with him right there. Anybody want to give me $750? $700 in the room. Going once, twice. You bought it. What's your bidder number? Number 160 at the minimum bid. Interested in any of the other ones in that plat, or is that the only one you want?
That's it, thank you.
Anybody interested in 72, 73, or 74 in that subdivision? The next 3 pieces. Anybody? Then we'll skip them. Save you some time. 3175 is circled in my book on Staten Drive. Do I have a bidder here for that one? 3170 right there. Let's sell that one, and then we'll keep moving. Staten Drive, $9,900. I've got bid right there. Anybody in the room want to give me $10,000 for that? $9,900 right there, going once. Going twice. It's yours. What's the bidder number? 186 at the minimum bid. On the next page, 3176 is on Tennis Court. Is this one still occupied?
No.
It's empty, ready for you to go in and do your measuring. Pleasant Lake area. I've got 3 bidders, I think, in the room. I've already got a bid online. I know how high they'll go on this one. I got $1,000 already bid online.
Question?
Yes.
That property is connected by an easeway to the other house on the other property?
Connected by an easeway? Breezeway, yes. It is. But the house is not part of the sale.
Correct.
So you're gonna be really cozy with the people next door. It's not, we sold half the Jacobson's building here one time, downtown, half of it. We sell houses with no septic systems. We sell half of buildings. We sell half of stuff all the time. But you wanna buy half of it? Wanna buy half of a half? That's why it's $1,000. I got $1,000 bid online. Not sure what you do with it. By God, tear that breezeway off. 1,100, 12. Is anybody in the room that owns that house? 12, 1,300, 14, 15, 16. $1,500 there. 16 online.
Yep.
17, 18,
Yep.
19, 2,000.
Yep.
You want to give me 3,000? 3,000, 31.
Yep.
How about 3,500? 35, now 36. Ooh, I got $3,500 back there.
Yep.
36 with an online bidder. 37, 38,
Yep.
39, and now $4,000.
4,900.
$4,900. Somebody lost their she shed. 5,000. Say your she shed? 5,051. 5,000 in the room.
Yep.
52. Now 53.
Yep.
54. 55.
65.
$6,500 online. 66 in the room. 67. I get 2 bidders online on this. 67 or $6,600 back there.
Yep.
67 online. 6,800. Now 69.
Yep.
$7,000. Now 7,100.
Yep.
72. Now 7,300.
Yep.
74. Now 7,500. I don't know the online bidder. 76 in the room. 77 online. $7,600 in the room. Going once.
Yep.
77 online. $7,800 in the room. Now 79 to the online bidder. 78 in the room. Going once. Going twice.
Yep.
79 online. $8,000 in the room. Now I need 81 online.
Yep.
82. Now 83. 82 in the room. Going once. Going twice. Sold it 8,200. 475. Backup bidder is online. That was your she shed, right? You got it back. Do I have a bidder in the room for 3177? It has no road access, helicopter parking only. 3178, I've got a bid online. Anybody in the room want to bid against them on that? 3178? We'll sell it later. What about 3183? 3183 on Renfrew. Right there, I got see a card in the air. We'll open it up. 3183. I need a $1,200 bill for that. I've got it right there. Anybody want to give me $1,300? $1,200 over there going once. Twice. It's yours. Number 286 at the minimum bid. What about 3184? Right in the same neighborhood. Anybody here for that one today? 3184. Then we'll go by that. 3185 Washington Avenue. Dangerous building. Danger Will Robinson. 3186 we already sold. What about 3191? Any couple of you? Boy, look at that. I got cards all over the room. I see you. I'm getting there. I'm old and I'm a little slow. 3191, I see cards all over the room. This is on Gulf Avenue. $8,700 is my bid. If you'll give me 9,000, put your card in the air and just keep it there till I say a number you won't pay. 9,000, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000, 21, 22. I'm going to start with you at $22,000. I think most of your competition's gone. 22 and a half, 22 and a quarter. I got 22,000 right here. Anybody at 22,250? $22,000.
Yep.
And a quarter. 22 and a half. How about 23 and a half? 24 and a half. 25 and a half. 26 and a half. $27,000 in the back of the room. Who wants to give me 27,250? Anybody else here? $27,000 and a quarter. 27 and a half. 27,750. Look at him, look at me. I'm cuter than he is. He's pretty cute too, but I'm cuter. 27.5 back there.
He's cuter with his down.
She said you're cuter if you take the card down. She can't see your face real well. I got 27.5, 27,750. I got 27.5 back there going once.
Yep.
27,750 online. 28,000. 28 and a quarter. 28,000 in the back of the room. Going once. Twice. 28,328. My backup bidder's online. I'll take your number as the backup bidder. 471. Anybody? Well, it looks like I do have bidders here for 3192. 3192? Yeah, there's a few. They all came to the sale today. They want to get the bird. By golly, I'm here to give it to you. $9,300. I got in several places. Let's do that card thing again. 9,300, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14, 15,000, 16, 17,000, 18, 19, $20,000, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 20. I'm going to start with you at $26,000. Who wants to give me 26 and a quarter? Anybody else in the room? $26,000 going once. 26 and a quarter. 26.5. 26.5. I got 26,250 over here. 26,250 going once. 26.5. 26,250 going twice. Are you bidding? 26.5. 26,750. 26,750. 26.5 going once. Twice. 26,750. 27,000. 27,000, 26,750 going once. Twice. You bought it 26,750. What's the bidder? 26,750, 298. My backup bidder is 401. What about 3193? This is somebody's backyard. Those are always fun. You get to mow it for them, but you can't really hardly use it. They'll be staring at you. We already sold 3194. Anybody in the room here today for 3195? On the next page, 3219. Do I have a bidder here for 3219? It's circled in my book. Somebody said they wanted it before the sale. Anybody still here for that? 3219. 3229. And I just got a great big bundle left. It's 3247. You have to give us $317,000, and then you have to give us another $1.5 million to knock them all down. Who wants that one? What about you? A little light on the $1.5 million? All right, I guess we're done. Anything we didn't sell, we're going to let the online bidders pick over. We're going to take about a 5-minute break before we do that. If you want to see what's happening with those, you can come right up, pull a chair up. If they open something up online, you can bid against them if you want to, but we're not going to announce them. You have to come right down front and watch. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes taking care of the leftovers.